Afghanistan is closest in area to Texas, a little bit smaller, and it's fairly close in population to California. So give you a little bit of a context. So Ali, have you unmuted yourself? Are you able to begin to explore with us a little bit of your background, where you were born, where you've lived in Afghanistan, and a little bit about your family of origin, your brothers and sisters?
First of all, good evening, everybody. As you know, my name is, as Roger said, my name is Irfan Ali Shah Akhundzada, and I am from Kabul, Afghanistan. I'm born in Jalalabad, Eastern Province, attached with the border of Torkham. It's on a eastern side of Afghanistan, and so just born in Afghanistan and like grow up in Jalalabad. I did my high school and in Jalalabad as well, and I got my bachelor degree from Kabul, one of the University of Kabul, and I work for so many agencies of U.S. agencies and U.S. Special Forces, UN, USAID, European Commission, and many other organizations. And at the end, I was Afghan official employ me and came here.
Okay, that was a quick synopsis. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have we are total 7 brothers. Like with me, so 7. I have 6 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, and you started work at a fairly early age, didn't you?
Yeah, I just started working when I was in school at probably in class 3 when I was working that time.
So 3rd grade, about 8 years old?
Yeah, it was 8 years old.
Okay, and how many languages do you speak?
Actually, I speak Pashto, Dari, English, Urdu, Hindi, Punjabi, and that's it. It's more than like 5.
Yeah, 6, I think I counted. All right. So you graduated from college, and
I got my I graduated from college. I got my bachelor degree in business administration.
All right, and then what year did you get connected with some of the different positions that you had supporting the U.S. military?
Yeah, when I was almost in the U.S. military, when I was it was in 2008, and I joined U.S. military with the 173rd Airborne at Fort Torkham. It was my first duty with U.S. Army. I was like interpreter and culture advisor for U.S. Army.
And I put some pictures up here. I tried to sort them out a little bit here, but you've counted on friends from the U.S. in Afghanistan, and now you've got some new friends in the United States.
Yes, since when I was in Afghanistan, so actually when I got 17 or so I got this position as a working with some of the NGOs like Bangladesh Rural Advance Committee when I was 17, and then I become a regional external relation officer and accreditation focal point of Eastern region, working with the UNAPS, UN, and at that time I just somehow I became 18 and just I got that position, and it was a election project, so it was for a very short time, and then I went to Relief International, so I become a regional logistics coordinator for Eastern region. And the guy sitting with me in a picture, he is the CEO of Relief International. On my right side, he came to visit Afghanistan, his country office, and he visited over like Eastern region as well. So I got a picture with him that time. And the other picture is me, one of the soldier of U.S. Army, and some other interpreters. So most of them, or all of them, are in United States. One is in Texas, one is in Washington D.C., and I'm here, and the other one is in California. So they came earlier than me, more than 5, 6, 7 years ago. So they are citizen now.
Okay. If we want to talk just some of your other jobs outside of the military, I mean, you've worked in selling produce and working in a restaurant,
Yes.
teaching bank employees.
Yeah,
English.
that is when I was getting when I was in school. So I was getting that job as a part-time job because first time when I just become a English teacher and a one official, so they just hire me as an English language instructor and teacher for the all bank employees, because it they didn't knew about computer. They just came from war and just being a jihadi soldiers against the Russians. So they, when they became a bank employee, so they didn't knew how to operate this computer and how to do with the a system. No, so they started with a system, but if AFTA, Afghanistan Found New Transfer System, or something like that. So I became an English teacher and computer instructor for them. I start with that. So that time I was almost 16 years old. So I worked with them to teach them how to work with computer and some basic words of English. And later on, like intermediate classes. And after that, just when it done, the project ended. So I become a finance officer in one of the NGOs, working for shelter, working for food, agriculture, and microfinance. So I become over there a finance officer for almost more than 1 year. The project was from World Bank. The organization name was Bangladesh Rural Advance Committee. So I work with the medical health section, finance section, agriculture, and other section as well. And then I switched to UNAPS, and a guy who just, he also a part of helper that when I was coming to United States. His name is Joseph Brinker. He was also he hired me as a accreditation focal point and external relation officer. So it was a short project of election, and I think it was the first time election in Afghanistan after so many decades. So just I became like external relation officer over there for a while, but the project was so short. And then I became a logistic officer in Relief International. But during this time, I'm always trying to do some part-time jobs. So it's helped me to, grow up and help me to support my family more than that.
Well, how did you meet your wife? And if you could tell, you introduced me to two of your sons when we met last week, and they were very nice. If you could just tell us a little bit about your family. Your children.
And when I was in Relief International, it was 2007, and my family asked me to marry, and I say okay, but it's okay. And they just went over there, make engagement, and I I saw my wife at the wedding night. It's a tradition over there. Yeah, so now I have a 7 kids. So four son and 3 daughters.
Wow. And then maybe if you tell everybody what the age range is, just to,
It's age range. The 2 left behind in Afghanistan. One is 2 years, one is 3 years. Here, my daughter, she is 5 year, and my son says 7 year, and my other son is 12. The fourth one is 13, and the older one is 16 years old. No, 14 years old.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's move forward with some of the pictures of some of the people that you maybe alluded to in your dealings with the U.S. Army. If there's anything.
Yeah, when I done with the Relief International, I joined European Commission for a while. But when I heard that the U.S. before I joined European Commission, I applied for a job in Mission Essential for a job as an interpreter. So I gave the interview when I just joined European Commission for a while. And then I got a call that you are selected for being interpreter with U.S. Army, and I left the job without resignation. And I love that working with U.S. Army. So I ran for it, and they asked me, and we went over there. There was a guy by the name of Patrick Nelson. He's a great person, very great guy. He's now in Minnesota. He's doing leadership training, and he's a speaker. And that time he was a surgeon. And the guy just next to me in a picture, he in that time his name is Major Ramos. He was a lieutenant in that time, but now he's a major. And on behind me there is a black skin guy. His name is Surgeon Smoke. We were calling Smoke Pinwick. His name was Pinwick, but I don't know how after when they leave Afghanistan, after years or 2, he died. And the other guy, he was interpreter. And Colonel Mangal, the guy who is checking his appreciation later with a uniform, he was a colonel for Torkham Border Police. And the guy with clothes getting appreciation later, he was the director for customs at Torkham Game. It's a Torkham border.
You mentioned at some point in this, you had to receive some military training, because when you were out translating, people didn't, when they shot, they didn't care whether you were a translator or a serviceman. Who gave you your military training?
Yeah, when I was in U.S. Army with 173rd Airborne, there was also a team of military police as well. So we were also responsible for the trainings of the new higher Afghan soldiers. So we trained them like the custom police, border police, and the Afghan police. So all of these people were getting training by the U.S. Army over there. So we automatically got the training. But when I joined U.S. Special Forces, Special Reaction Forces, and that time we train over. So we got the trainings and the Special Forces. When you are being a soldier with U.S. Special Forces, so you are not just only interpreter, you are a soldier as well. You are under the contract of interpreter, but you are a soldier. This is the all guys team from the Relief International. The guy, he was very tall. The CEO of Relief International, he was very tall. But when he when he come to here, he was trying to make like a level. So he just a little bit kneel down something and just, just make the height the same. The other guy, his name was William Thompson. It is also in 2007. He just left and he become a director of Flag International. And on the other picture, you can see all these guys: William Thompson, Jeffrey Shannon. Most of the people are not in Afghanistan. Just probably these two guys. The one is the or HR guy. He is now in Australia. I'm in United States. Jeffrey Shannon is, I don't know where, but he is somewhere. And the white clothing guy, he is in Denmark. And that the William Thompson, I don't know where is he. So all these guys, just when we were having like dining with some of the projects, so we were making a small parties and just like all together.
So I just put this slide together just to give a kind of quick overview of your trip out of the country. If you want to start talking, I think you could go way back, but maybe it was the phone call on August 18th that really started the preparation for your exodus from Afghanistan. Would you like to tell us about that?
Actually, it looks to me still it looks to me a dream that when the Taliban took control of my country, Afghanistan, and so everything was collapsed. We left our offices and just, I was working in one of the Afghan officials organization. So I was I was in a colonel rank over there, a colonel position, but with the rank of major. The position was ranked as a colonel. So when everything collapsed, we left and we were, there was tears in our eyes that we are leaving everything like without any a good excuse. But I came home and just staying home that what will happen, because I work with US Army, US Special Forces and other agency as well. So I was so scared, but I was trying to, I'm the only one person in educated person in my family. So everyone was so worried about that what will happen, especially for me, because I work with the Afghan government, European Commission, USAID, other US agencies, and US organization, US military, US special forces. So everyone was like thinking that what will happen, and something like everyone was lost it in thoughts. But I say that, okay, let's see what will happen. So I was trying to keep myself safe at more time at home. But one day, just I heard that one of our friends, his name was Engineer Abdul Hay. He was a assistant professor in Nangarhar University. So I heard that he joined the one of the group of the Taliban with a very high good rank. So I at least wanted to be a little bit safe side. So I call him that, hey Abdul, hey, you are now join, and you know that I didn't did any bad things to anyone, and I'm always like trying to help, and I serve for country. And now you guys are in power, so just please keep an eye on me, and if you got any job for me, because I have to feed my family, so I have to get the job. He suddenly told me that I don't know what to do with you, and you are asking for a job to me. I was thinking that he is joking to me, he is just kidding. I said, okay, just whenever, and he just disconnect the phone. I was thinking that probably he's in meeting, so probably some problem. The next day, after 2 days, when I visit his guest house, and just I was thinking that let's meet him in person. So probably he will make the solution. When in my culture, when you go somewhere, so everyone get hugged and handshake. But he just turned his face. He handshake with everyone. When my turn comes, so he just turned his face, and it was a very embarrassed time for me between among all these guests, and just it was very bad for me. I didn't. I was feeling so bad. Then I realized that he was not joking. He was right, and he mean that he don't want me. But then I came home and I said this story to my mother. She's also a diabetes patient and BP, high blood pressure patient. But I didn't want it, but I just say, let's talk to mom and let's see what happened. So she just start crying, and we all just start crying. It's not good, but we all start crying. At it was 10 o'clock at evening, 10 o'clock night, so 10 p.m. that I got a call from one of my ex supervisor. His name is Patrick Nelson, and he just talked to me. He's always calling me Mr. Shah, and he asked me, "Hey, Mr. Shah, how are you? How was your situation, condition?" And I said, start with a very not good sound, but it's a crying sound. It's everything's done and gone, and probably, sir, I just probably alive for couple hours, couple days, or couple weeks, but it's everything is not good. Oh, he said told me that, okay, just where are you? Can you send me your house address and how far you are from airport? Everything he discussed to me, and I say, "Yeah, I'm just that much far, and I'm like here." He told me, "Can you go to airport?" So if you can go to airport, so I will try to help you with some of the guys, so they will help you. So he just told me to go over there, and he tried to save my life and my family. So I went I went to airport a very bad time with very difficulties, because at the midway there is a check post of Taliban. When they saw me and just say, "What are you doing?" But they didn't recognize me, and they slapped my face. They go back home, and just the taxi driver turned and just took me to any other way because he took the money. So I reached, but there was a very big crowd, more than 20-30,000 people, and you cannot move. If you wanted to move just for couple steps, like for a 20 meters, you should spend at least 3 to 4 hours to cross this 20 meters. So I just went over there. We stayed. We tried to like call the people, and he was giving me this name that if you find this soldier, yell and this. So I stayed 1 day and 2 nights over there. Then next morning we came, and I was very tired. So come back, and we didn't succeed to get out from Afghanistan. We didn't succeed to get into the Kia Airport. So then come back and just got home, and then again slept for a couple hours. And I got a call again from Patrick Nelson that I talked with guy, and there will be a person by the name of Richard. He will help you. Try to find that, and just that this will be your last chance, and tomorrow will be not a good day. So I just went over there. I tried my again the call the driver that, can you take us to the airport? He said okay. Again, he took the money and just took me to airport on other routes. So I reached over there. It was 10 p.m., 11 p.m. So when I reached, so I tried my best, and my whole family tried their best to, you know, like reach the airport, the gate, AB gate, but we couldn't. I was a witness of many kids died during that bad the condition of the crowd. So I just took my two guys side. They took these two kids back home because I don't want to die them. So then when the next morning, it was around 11 o'clock that I saw the guy that the Patrick sent me the picture that if you find this guy, just yelled and tried to ask him to help you. So when I saw, and that time I got energized and just I yelled on him, Richard, and I'm the Patrick's guy. So he just helped me to. There was a very big canal, human waste canal. So everyone if everyone wanted to go to the inside the airport. So he first should walk in that canal. There was also a reservoir as well. You should cross that and then you can go. So I just got in the in that canal, human waste, every dirt and very bad things, and then they helped me to like move in, I got inside. So it was my lucky day then. So I got in and this guy helped me.
That was your wife, your 5 children, and your brother also?
Yes, my brother, because my brother, when I was in this NDS, so my brother was with me always. He was like being as a driver with me. So I just asked him to, because everyone's well know you, and then you come. So we got in and so tired, very tired. You cannot like imagine how tired we are. So we got in, just we step by step we get in, and just that was a big queue of the people, that the kid was not, they were trying to move but they couldn't. And when they were getting a chance, because if you stand in a queue, so you have to slowly move. But if they were getting some minutes for sleeping, they were, they were sleeping on a that road. So they sleep in a queue, and one is my daughter. She's now 5 years, and that time she was 4 years. And my son, he was 6 year. Now he's in 7 year. This is the last night of us when we were on a Kabul airport. It's last night that we were in Afghanistan. So we and my kids, everyone was over there. So now they are here with me. And this is when I arrived to Qatar. So the plane was not as a like normal transportation, like the passenger flights. It was a big aircraft. Everyone was sitting on the floor of that aircraft and sitting. So I was sending every time update message or update picture to Patrick Nelson that we are in that condition and this is the situation and this is saying all the story of my trip. So when I got this place, then he called me that now we will sleep for a while, because we didn't sleep for 2 days and 2 nights. He and his wife as well. So thanks to them, they were so hard. They worked with me so hard, and it's above that I was expecting. It's above that, way above. And this is the Qatar airport that we are like now just getting off from this big aircraft.
So you were in Qatar for about 12 hours or before you
It
flew
was,
to Germany?
I don't know, I don't remember the time duration, that how long was that, but it was the time that I was you know getting down from this airport. This is the Qatar base that when I was sitting all the day, when I got all this 12-hour sleep, and then working with the soldiers over there, helping them to arrange all these carts and sleeping things, and just cleaning that big hall where all the refugees were coming, and just staying for a while in this movie. That was a major his name, I forgot his name, but he was the like a person responsible for all these couple hours operation of the cleaning and everything. So I took a picture with him. He was a very nice guy, and he's still in contact with me. He's still just sometime messaging me.
Mhm. And these are just back other people from.
Yeah, this picture is from Turkham. In that picture that I'm wearing clothes and a local clothes, the guy names Major Growth. Growth, he was the guy for responsible for KBCC, Khyber Border Coordination Center. And the other guys, this is the new team. One side is Patrick Nelson, and the other side is another surgeon who just, every time when they were coming and switching with the one team with the other team. So this is the new team, and the down one, that's me with orange color clothing. It's the last day of the all team that taking a big picture that they were leaving and the other team was getting in.
Well, let's go back. I'm going to go back to the chart that gives you. Whoops, maybe I am. You've left Qatar and then you went to Germany, and you were in Germany for what, 49 days?
49 days, yeah. I spent there 49 days, and there also I was trying to help these people, all the refugees that who were over there, and I made English classes for these people that learn English and just try to make something. I'm not very like professional at the English, but at least I can just teach you some of the uh, words or some of the sentences of the English that will help you guys back when you guys reach to United States. So it will help you. But they were thinking that no, when we go over there, we will learn automatically and its environment and everything. So, but they didn't. They didn't try so hard. Some of them tried, but some of them didn't. When we done 49 days in Germany, I remember two things. One, like gathering with all these people and being for a while and stuck in a limited area. And the second thing is food. The food was most of the time we were getting like 90% of the time we were getting a boiled food. And it was, my kid was not very familiar such in this type of food. So what we were doing, so we just taking all seven the food packages and putting in front of over these two little kids, my daughter and my little small son, younger son, and they were choosing that what they eat. When they eat in, and then after that, we were just distributing because it was all boiled, and they don't like boiled foods. Like it was most of the time corn and boiled chicken, so it was very hard to eat. So then we just when we come to and we flew from Germany to to Philadelphia airport, and then we moved from Philadelphia airport to um, 4 days camp of the U.S. military base at New Jersey. In New Jersey, then that was awesome place, a very nice place, very great place, and food was awesome. Everything was good. Everything was nice.
So that was 3.5 months, though.
Yeah, I spent 3.5 months over there sitting and just, watching and so just waiting and just planning how when we will get to Columbus, and there were some relative, they were here as a very far relative. So they just because he was here and he said that Columbus is a very nice place. I didn't knew that which place or which part area or the part of the United States good or bad. I don't know, but everywhere is a good place. It doesn't mean that other places are not good, and this place is very good. But how he explained me, I love that I have to go to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. So I decided I have to move to Columbus, Ohio. So at least I have someone that they will, try to help me, or they will help me. But I'm very lucky that I have so many good peoples around me here in Columbus. And when I flew to, we were again very tired because every time we were leaving or getting in any camp, so there was a big queue of, so you have to stuck for hours and hours, and just you should stay and reach the your destination. But I remember that night or evening, it was not it was afternoon, but it was near to evening. I remember that I was so tired and just get off from the plane and at the Columbus International Airport, and I saw someone just picking like my nameplate and just checking Irfan Akhundzada, and a very nice people that they they welcome us and with a very good smile, and I cannot forget that moment. That was best moment of my life when I just saw all these people, and especially when they come and they took us directly to home. I didn't stay for one day at the hotel. I came directly to home, and everything was furnished. Everything was done. Food, and the house was furnished, the beds, everything was done. Even bathrooms with the toilet papers and towel papers and some towels, toothbrushes, shampoos, a bunch of them. Still, I'm using it. It's almost 6 months, but still I'm using that. And that was awesome. And that moment when I saw all these smiles, the Sarah and Sarah Mosher, Constance, and some other over welcome team guys, uh, mm, our welcome team supervisor, uh, Teresa Gibson. I always call her Mother Teresa, and all the welcome team, and engineer Sarfaraz, he was over my case manager and my relatives, so everyone. And that was a very nice moment when I just reached to Columbus, Ohio.
But your first 2 months, you pretty much just stayed in your apartment. Is that right?
Yes, I just, because I was driving back in my home, and then I say, okay, I'm a driver. It's not very hard to, like, um, like pass the driving test. And I was so brave. I can drive, like I drive more than 20, 30, or 50 kind of trucks and cars and whatever. When I and but I study the questions and of the permit, driving permit. So I got passed in first day. But when I went to, like, to pass the driving test, and I was thinking that I'm very good in driving and I drive it on, and that day I failed. I failed, and just they give me that you should need to get a training. And then I realized the driving is easy, but the rules are very hard. So you should follow the rules. It's not Afghanistan that you should go by this way, without any indicator or just turning. But everything was very good. Uh, I got a class from All Star and just went through that and study for a while, and then I got, for that, when I passed, and then I went, and then I was so scary that I should don't want to be again fail. So, but that time I passed. I gave my driving test and at Morris BMW, and the guy said, "You're a good driver. How you got failed?" I say, "I was so overconfident." So therefore I just failed. And the guy who took the test, he said that I just start few more years driving, but you are almost my the drive these vehicles almost of my age. I say, but sometimes if you get overconfidence and over qualified for something, so you get failed.
How are your kids doing? When did they get to start into schools?
When we come like on a first month of our, because they all came out from, the military base and stuck for on a, for a limited area. So everyone was very happy. Everyone was coming and welcoming us, even our American friends and other friends. But everyone was very happy. But the next day, someone knocked the door. When I got, when I just got opened the door, I saw the policeman. I was, shocked. What happened, sir? You guys are making noise, and the neighbors complain because you guys are making noises. And I say, I turned my face to one of my friends, Sami Umarzai. Hey, sir, Umarzai, is there any something common here that have you just, get noise, so you will got the police will come to and say you hi? And he say yes. So then just I say, okay, sir, I'm very sorry, it will not happen again. The next day we got some guests. After 2 days, we got some guest, and the guest was coming. And in my culture, it's not good that you say someone, hey, just keep quiet, please. It's not. And again, the knock door and police came. Hey guys, and I say, we have a guest, please, and we will keep quiet again. And the third time again happened. Then I say no, just stop, and just I took my kids all in a basement for 2 days. That be quiet and just skip. And from over a welcome team, we took I talked with them over welcome team leading guy, Dominic, Pastor Dominic. He says, sir, how I can just talk. I wanted to talk with the neighbors, but I don't know what's wrong with them. They didn't talk to us. And the pastor Dominic wrote a letter and just sent it to them, but they didn't open the door. And then we just mailed to them. So they were stuck, but thanks to my welcome team from two churches, from the church, from the United Methodist Church of Worthington, and especially from the United Methodist Church of Worthington, and all part of my life and this new chapter of my life, they support me. I don't have the words that how they support me. They support me more than anyone can imagine. And the second church from the St. John's Church. So these people from these two churches, they support me too much. And I have to, I don't have a word that how I thank to these people. They are so special people, taking responsibility for a family that they didn't knew. They're not relative, not a friends, but just are coming from a different people, different religions, and coming here, and they are just supporting in all aspect of life. Now my kids, I think probably Car, she will be in this Zoom meeting. My kids, everyone is just calling her grandma, and we say, hey, grandma came just. But she always in my house when she came, the kids was running up behind her and just hug her like they found their real grandma. That's not like another person. But and as well with the other, we have another female by name of Suzanne. She and her husband John, they are so nice as well. They are still just working on me. And from this welcome team, I have also a mentor. His name is John Walter. He is so nice. He is my pops. I always calling him pops. How are you, pops? Why you are not coming? I don't know what's wrong these days. He's not coming. And Dominic, thanks a lot. He always support when I just say something, and he just write it down and just he just share it with their friends. And the next few days I get the results. Mary Beth, everyone, Wendell, Carla, Gibson, Sarah, everyone are you guys. If you guys can hear my sound, I don't have a words. How just I say thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
And you're keeping busy too with 2 jobs.
Yes, I started the jobs because my family back in Afghanistan, they are. I have to support them. Nobody They for two things that they cannot get a job. One, that they are my brothers, and the second, they are uneducated. So they, and my two kids over there. So my mom, she is always sick because she is old enough, and she's old, and so I have to work and hard for all these my family. I'm also working on any other, but I share these things with Dominic. And from 6 to 8 o'clock, I'm working here in one of the store, Bazian. It's in a Bethel Center. Its name is Bazian Bakery, Market and Bakery. And then from after 4 or 5 o'clock, I also work here. So as a, like, I'm doing all the jobs from up to 10 o'clock. So working is a part time job, and I'm a good cook. Everyone should know I'm a good cook. But traditionally, for my, I can cook all the barbecues, and now these days I learn, in 2 days I learned how to bake a bread.
Um, I was going to say, maybe if there's some questions, if you want to post them to the chat, we'll see if we can get some of your questions answered here. But Ali, you've got other big plans besides all the kids. And how many people are you supporting in Afghanistan? I mean, how many family members do you still have there?
49 members, family members I have in Afghanistan. Two my daughters, my mom, two exes, and just brothers and all this. And especially one my sister, when I came to from Afghanistan. So they just one of my nephew, when the Taliban came to search my house, and he said that why you guys are saying, he was too young, not too young, but he was 16, but teenage. And he argued with the Taliban that my uncle, he was good person, everyone is very happy from him, he never did something wrong, he never did something very with and very bad. So you, why you guys are just looking? And he said no, he worked with American, he was kafir, and he was not one of us, he was against Islam, and he was the spy for US Army or these people. But he made argue, no, he was not a spy, he just made. And next day they took my nephew, but I was in New Jersey, and they took my nephew, and they hide him for 2 or 3 weeks. And after that, when the family, my sister and my brother-in-law cried, and my other brothers cried to them that please let him go, because he is innocent, and they figure out that he was innocent. But at end, like, we found some elders of the village and other people, then they went over there. Then at the end, they just say the truth that they killed him. They shot on his forehead, and they put the body to the wild dogs. They eaten all the everything for all the body. And at the end, for the funeral ceremony, that it's very common in our culture that we have to do the funeral, because until that time that nobody will be calm. So they give us a bone from head and a bone from right or left leg, that this is remained from that body, and everything was eaten by the dogs. So that sister is also, I'm trying to support her, because she just sometimes got mental after the death of that my nephew, his son. So we are 49 member of my family over there, all, and we call the family not just my wife, my kids, and this. We call family means brothers and sisters, mom and father, and these people. My father passed away 4 years ago, so my mom, she's a widow, so she lives with us and still alive and in Kabul.
Wow. Well, thank you, Ali. That's an amazing and inspiring story. I know when I asked you what you thought having come here, and you told me that I lived in heaven.
It's so nice
And
place. It's so nice place. It's a little bit hard for the people, like with the cultural. Some there is some challenges also for the Avan peoples, but because they have to learn English language, the language is a bit big challenge for them, and they should adjust with this environment. And a big problem is that because when I was in Kabul, Afghanistan, beside my job with the Afghan official, I was also a general director for Afghan Women Business Council. So I was supporting the Afghan women to making some embroideries, handicrafts, or making some good things, or just some clothing. So I was doing that over there. But those women was educated and some a little bit moderate, but the women came to United States suddenly. The 80% of them are uneducated, and they never been like so open like this, but it happened suddenly. So I'm also, and that day that I already discussed with you, that I'm trying to work on that project as well. That one of the Jim Helmian, he is trying to help me with that proposal and these things. So also I'm working to support all these women that came from Afghanistan as well.
wow, yeah, you've got a lot that you're taking on your shoulders. There's some questions here about the likelihood and the timing of getting your two youngest daughters back together with you. How do you see that happening, and when?
Still, I didn't got my own com approval, the chief of mission approval. So one of the agencies, they are best people. It names is Gapson Legal Aid something. So they are trying to help me with all these paperwork. So trying to help me to bring them, but I'm waiting. One thing that I can do, and it's not in my hand, it's in God's hand, and just and the State Department pending due. So it's waiting. Just I can do. I can just wait. I don't have any control of these things, but I just can pray. I can ask you guys to keep me in prayer, in your prayers, for like having my kids with me, and the documentation got processed. So that will be good, and hope that the act that introduced to to State Department or Senate somewhere, it approves. So if it approves, so probably we will get the documentations much quicker than as a normal process.
Roger, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Ali, is it true that because you have 5 children that your lease is not going to be renewed?
The lease, the Nancy, the KRG woman told that because last time my story was on Columbus dispatch. So she realized that you are like you are 3 kids are in contract, but your 2 kids are not in contract. But most of the time, my 2 kids are with my far cousin, staying with them. So why you didn't told us that you should? We cannot we didn't include these 2 kids in the contract. I said that yes, but these 2 kids is always in my cousin's house most of the time. So, but I don't want them to, like, because they are younger, so they stay most of the time with my cousins, and they are very happy because they don't have no English. They're not good because of the this new environment, so they get more things to learn from them. but they said, okay, when you guys will be, the contract will be renewed. So I will see, I will try to do not renew your contract. But anyway, I'm proud. I'm so proud that I work with U.S. Army, U.S. Special Forces, U.S. agency, U.S. organizations, and these things will sort out somehow. But
Well,
I'm
that's
so
why I
proud.
was going to say, if anybody has a house they want to rent, they could fill a house nicely. So just keep that in mind, everybody.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Grandma. I
But
heard you.
your goal is to really maybe apply for some grants. And I think you talked
Yes,
about, opening up like
yeah,
a shopping mall with stores operated by women-owned businesses.
yes. Actually, most of the women from United States, they are so awesome. They are very helpful and great people. And from especially from my welcome team, they are so awesome as well. We didn't feel that they are someone else and as anonymous people. We feel that they are part of family. So because of in beginning I said that in middle I said that the females that came suddenly to United States, the 80% of them are uneducated, and they never like work in this open environment. They can, even if you take one of them and leave it on this market, they will not find any the next the other side of the market. They are so innocent, they were so nice people. But I'm just working on with the Jim Hellman, sorry if he can hear my voice, but the name is a little bit difficult to me. So I'm he just the first guy, first person from the recommendation of Dominic, that he will help me for making that proposal or the business plan for that. And I said that I will put all these things and I will collect the information. So what we can do with that. So I'm working on that, that we will get in these days, the State Department is also trying to give the grants for this Afghan newcomers, families and people. So I will take the advantages. So I will try to make a big mall. So they will much quicker, they will understand, and they will realize that there is in United States, everyone is free and the woman can work, and they will understand what is the woman power. And I will work on it, but I will ask you guys that please keep me in your prayers, and however you guys can support me. I'm trying to get myself busy and just a little bit forget the things that are behind me and the families that live behind. I'm also working on these donations as well, that if anyone want to give some donations like their toys, their clothing and whatever, so I'm distributing to these new Afghan families as well. So anyone would like, however they can help me, or help the other these new families, that they work with US Army, US Special Forces, and by that way they arrive to United States. So we are saying welcome to all of those people.
And what are the key role that you're playing in your other job with Chris in helping other immigrants? What are the key responsibilities of your job there?
Whatever my supervisors tell me, I can do. But actually, my position is interpreter and case manager. So I'm I'm working with a TIES project with a Chris. The TIES project is doing some of the economic project for all these families. So so I'm just trying to find the jobs for these families, and helping these families to with getting jobs, and making interpretation for their job interviews and others. But the TIE project is toward integrated economic succeed, that we want these all families to succeed in their new life, succeed in their new jobs, succeed in their new way of communication. So we are trying, but whenever these people need help, or any of you guys find some families that they need help, just call me and I will be there in a few couple minutes.
My last question too would be, what would be your optimum job? It sounds like you got a lot of responsibilities, not with your local family here, but all you're trying to do with your extended family. What do you think you're qualified to do, and what would the ultimate, an ultimate job be for you? What would you like to, so maybe you don't have to work 80 hours a week if.
I'm working 112 hours a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just want to get down to 80 hours a week, huh?
Yeah, for 40 hours I'm working with a Chris from 8 to 4, working with a Chris as a case manager and interpreter, and the other hours I'm working as a bakery, like baking guy, the salesman, storekeeper, whatever. Just I got that.
Okay.
Well, what is your ideal job, Adley? What is your ideal job?
Making this big mall.
Making them all.
And just helping. I love to be, I love to be in an environment where the many people are involved and just watching faces and work with the people. I love to work with big community.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's exciting. And I hope we can kind of stay in touch. There's a comment here too about a free store every third weekend at the Church of Good Shepherd on Sharon Woods on 161 for clothes and other supplies. I'll get this information to you, and I'll be glad if anybody gets any other suggestions, send them to Linda, send them to Ann, send them to me, and I'll make sure that Ali gets the information.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So you are outside the store right now?
Yes, I'm in my car.
Okay. You're still trying to work. Are you work till 8? The store is open till 8?
Till 10 o'clock.
Till 10 o'clock. Okay. So
Yes.
you're gonna get back to work.
Yes, my
All right.
son is sitting over there. Whenever he doesn't know that what is the price of them, so I just take my hand like this out of and I just I'm just working. No, it doesn't matter now. But there is a good place to like keep the sound affecting from other side. So, but just I'm doing that.
Okay. Well, I don't think we've ever had a speaker talk from their car before. So you could teach us some lessons in multitasking. And again, thank you so much for your time. And I'll follow up with you.
Adley.
Thank you everyone for having me and like letting me be a part of your community. And I love to see you, every one of you, like in person. That will be great. That if I got a chance, probably in a church or anywhere else. So I love to see you guys whenever I got a chance, and just take some notes from the experience of everyone's life and some quotes for my life and some special words that I can, I can work on it, and I can find the best ways to help like these people that arrive newly to United States.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have to hold a big birthday party for your whole family. We'll just have a birthday party on one day for everybody in your family and try to see if we can introduce you to some more people.
I just think that it's so inspiring to hear that, in spite of all of the trials and tribulations of having to go through what it took to get over here, and yet everything that you say is such an inspiring story of all those that have helped you. And, looking from the opposite end of the spectrum, I see a few folks that certainly stood in your way. And many times I think we look at the bad and not recognize the good. And it's just inspiring to hear you always looking at the good And that's just a beautiful, beautiful tribute to who you are. And I'm sure that's going to be reflected in your family and your kids as well. So, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Lee,
you,
why
Laura.
don't you invite everybody to stop by the store and see you? You are working at where?
It's 5220 Bazian Market, Bazyan Market and Bakery at the Bethel Center. Bethel Center, it's next to new Indian restaurant.
Right
Good.
behind Texas Roadhouse on
There
Bethel
you
Road.
go.
Yeah, it's on a Bethel Road. On Bethel Road at the Bethel Center, and you can find it like 5220 Bazian Market and Bakery. This is just only one.
So we can all go see you.
And
Yeah,
and go
welcome.
early. When I was there talking with them, there were a handful of people that came in looking for bread, but they were too late. So
Yeah.
go in the morning if you want the bread. It is
Don't
obviously.
worry, don't worry. Whenever you guys come, now I'm a good bread making person. I can make, and it will be my heart that having you peoples coming in my store. That will be awesome.
But
Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. Again, please put October 25th on your calendar. A young man by the name of Frank Hahn is going to describe his move from Beijing, China, through Canada to Columbus, Ohio. And I know him very well, and he's also got a pretty inspiring story. So thank you very much for your time tonight, and thank you for the patience. A little late getting started, but I hope you all are glad that you stayed in. Again, thank you. And
For having me here. Have a great night.
thank
See
you.
Thank you, Ali.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.